Do you ever feel a quiet ache in your heart? A little tremor of worry that whispers in the night? You are not alone. So many of us feel it. We look at the world and we see the hurt. We see the struggle. We see people who feel stuck, unable to move forward. It can feel like a heavy weight on your shoulders, this feeling that you want to do more, be more, but something is holding you back. This feeling is a universal human story. It is the story of wanting to soar, but feeling like your feet are stuck in thick, heavy mud. That feeling can make you feel powerless. It can make you feel isolated. But I want you to hear me clearly. That feeling is not the end of your story. It is the beginning. That ache you feel is a sign of life. It is the sign that a deeper part of you knows you are meant for something more. It is your spirit calling out, asking for a new direction. The problem is not the feeling of being stuck. The problem is believing that being stuck is a permanent state. We think it is a wall, solid and unmovable. But what if it is not a wall? What if it is just a door? And what if you already have the key to unlock it? We all face this moment. The moment where the path forward seems foggy and uncertain. You might be stuck in a job that drains your soul. You might be in a relationship that no longer brings you joy. You might just feel a general sense of unease, a sense that the life you are living is not the one you were meant to live. This is the great human challenge. How do we move from this place of paralysis to a place of power and purpose? It does not require a giant leap. It does not require you to change everything overnight. It only requires a single intentional step. Today, right now, we can begin to turn that feeling around. We can transform that ache of being stuck into the energy of being unstoppable. It does not take years. It does not even take months. The shift can begin in the next 8 minutes. Yes, you heard me. 8 minutes. It starts with a simple decision. The decision to believe that change is possible. The decision to take one small, gentle step in a new direction. We are going to walk this path together, you and I. Let us turn that worry into wonder. Let us turn that fear into fuel. Let us begin. The feeling of being stuck often comes from being overwhelmed. We look at the huge mountain we want to climb, and we give up before we even take the first step. The secret is to stop looking at the mountain. Instead, look down at the ground right in front of you. The journey to becoming unstoppable is not about one giant leap. It is about a series of small, manageable steps. It is about finding the small keys that open the big doors. I want to share 3 of these keys with you today. They are simple, they are calm, and you can start using them the moment you finish reading this. The first key is what I call the 1-degree shift. Imagine you are a ship in the middle of the ocean. If you change your course by just 1 degree, it seems like nothing at first. For hours, you will feel like you are on the same path. But over hundreds of miles, that 1-degree shift will land you on a completely different continent. This is the power of a small, consistent change. You do not need to turn your whole life upside down. You just need to make one small adjustment and stick with it. It is about choosing progress over perfection. The second key is the power of the pause. When we feel stuck, our instinct is to panic. We rush, we spin our wheels, we try to do everything at once, and we end up doing nothing at all. The most powerful thing you can do in that moment is to stop, to breathe, to create a tiny space between the feeling of panic and your reaction to it. This pause is where your power lies. It is in this quiet moment that you can choose a different response. You can choose calm over chaos. You can choose intention over impulse. It is a moment to ask yourself, what is one thing I can do right now to move forward? The third and final key is the connection catalyst. We were not meant to go through life alone. Feeling stuck can be an incredibly isolating experience. We think we are the only ones who feel this way. But when you reach out and share your struggle with someone you trust, something magical happens. The burden feels lighter. The problem seems smaller. Connection is a catalyst for change. It reminds you that you are part of a larger human family. It brings in new perspectives, new energy, and the simple, beautiful reminder that you are seen and you are loved. These 3 keys, the 1-degree shift, the power of the pause, the connection catalyst, can unlock any door. Let's talk about that first key, the 1-degree shift. This is where your journey from stuck to unstoppable truly begins. It is the most practical and immediate action you can take. The idea is to pick just one, tiny area of your life and make a small, positive change. The goal is not to fix everything at once. The goal is to build momentum. A small win gives you the confidence and energy to go for another, and then another. It is like starting a snowball at the top of a hill. It starts small, but with each roll, it gathers more snow and more speed until it becomes an unstoppable force. So, what could a 1-degree shift look like for you today? If you feel stuck in your health, it is not about starting a brutal 2-hour gym routine. It is about deciding to walk for just 8 minutes today. That is it. Just 8 minutes. Or maybe it is about drinking 1 extra glass of water. If you feel stuck financially, it is not about creating a complex, terrifying budget. It is about deciding not to buy that 1 coffee today and putting that money aside. Or taking 8 minutes to look up 1 article about saving. The action itself is less important than the act of starting. The beauty of the 1-degree shift is that it is too small to fail. How can you argue with an 8-minute walk? How can you feel overwhelmed by drinking 1 more glass of water? You can't. This is how you trick your brain. Your brain resists big, scary changes. It loves comfort and familiarity. But a change so small, so gentle, flies right under the radar. It does not trigger the fear and resistance that keep you stuck. You are not trying to become a new person overnight. You are just becoming 1 degree better than you were yesterday. I want you to take a moment right now. Think of 1 area where you feel stuck. Is it your career, your home, your relationships, your well-being? Now, what is the smallest possible step you could take in a better direction? The absolute tiniest thing. Could you spend 8 minutes tidying 1 single drawer? Could you send 1 text message to a friend you have been missing? Could you write down 1 thing you are grateful for? Choose your 1-degree shift. Write it down. Commit to doing that 1 small thing today. This is not just a plan. This is an action. Section 4. Your second key, moving with purpose. Now for our second key, the power of the pause. This might sound like it is the opposite of taking action, but it is actually the secret ingredient that makes your actions effective. When you are stuck in the mud, spinning your wheels faster only digs you in deeper. The only way to get out is to stop, get out of the car, and assess the situation. The pause is your moment to get out of the car. It is a moment of conscious, deliberate stillness. It is your chance to stop reacting and start responding. This is where you take your power back from the panic. So how do you practice the pause? It is as simple as your breath. When you feel that wave of overwhelm, that feeling of, I can't do this, I want you to stop everything. Close your eyes if you can. Now take 1 deep breath in, all the way into your belly. Hold it for a moment, and then let it go slowly, with a sigh. Do it again. And 1 more time. 3 deep, conscious breaths. In this tiny pocket of time, you have interrupted the cycle of stress. You have created a space for clarity to enter. This is not about meditating for an hour. It is about a 30-second reset. In that space you create, I want you to ask yourself 1 gentle question. What is truly required of me in this moment? Not what you think you should do. Not what others expect you to do. What is the one, next, right move? Often, the answer is much simpler than you think. The panic tells you that you have to solve the entire problem right now. The pause reveals that you only need to handle the very next step. Your mind might be screaming about 100 things, but the pause allows your inner wisdom to whisper, just wash this 1 dish. Or, just answer this 1 email. Practicing the pause is a skill, like learning to play the piano. The first time you do it, it might feel awkward. Your mind will still race. but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. You are building a new neural pathway in your brain, a pathway of calm and centeredness. Use it whenever you feel the pressure building. Before you answer that difficult email, before you have that hard conversation, before you give up on your goal for the day. Pause, breathe, ask, then act. Section 5, your third key. Powering a brighter home. The third key is the connection catalyst. No one becomes unstoppable in a vacuum. We are social beings, and we draw incredible strength from one another. Feeling stuck is often a lonely place. We hide our struggles because we are afraid of being judged. We put on a brave face and pretend everything is okay. But that isolation is like a poison. It reinforces the feeling that we are the only ones, that the problem is ours alone to bear. The antidote to this poison is connection. It is the simple, profound act of reaching out and letting someone in. When I say connection, I am not talking about posting a vague, sad status on social media. I am talking about real, vulnerable, human-to-human contact. It could be a phone call to your sister. It could be a coffee with a trusted friend. It could be a conversation with a therapist. It could be a conversation with a mentor. It could be a conversation with a spiritual guide. It is about finding a safe space to say the words out loud. I feel stuck and I am scared. The moment you speak those words to another person who listens with an open heart, the power of the stuckness begins to dissolve. It is no longer a dark secret you are holding alone. Sharing your struggle does two miraculous things. First, it instantly cuts the weight of the burden in half. A problem shared is a problem lessened. The other person may not have the answer, and that is okay. Their role is not to fix you. Their role is to witness you, to hold space for your struggle, and to remind you that you are not alone in it. Often, you will find that they have felt the exact same way. That recognition, "me too," is one of the most powerful healing phrases in the human language. It builds a bridge out of isolation. Second, connection brings in fresh air. When you are stuck, you are staring at the same wall, thinking the same circular thoughts over and over again. A friend can offer a perspective you never considered. They can see a door where you only see a wall. They can gently point out your strengths when you can only see your weaknesses. They can cheer you on for taking that tiny 8-minute walk. So your task is this. Think of one person you can be real with. Just one. Reach out to them today. Send a text. Make a call. Ask for what you need. Can I just talk for a few minutes? This act of courage is a powerful catalyst for change. Section 6. How one small seed grew a garden of hope. I want to tell you about a woman I know, a wonderful woman named Maria. For years, Maria felt completely and utterly stuck. She had lost her job. Her kids were grown and gone. She spent her days feeling adrift, like her purpose had vanished. The silence in her house felt deafening. Every morning, she would wake up with a heavy heart. She would look at the long, empty day ahead. She would just feel this deep sense of paralysis. She wanted to do something, anything, but she was so overwhelmed by the emptiness that she did nothing at all. She was a classic case of being stuck in the mud. One day, after a particularly hard morning, she remembered a piece of advice she had heard: just do one small thing. She looked around her messy kitchen and felt that familiar wave of overwhelm. But then she lowered her gaze. She did not look at the whole kitchen. She looked at one single solitary coffee mug sitting by the sink.
And she said to herself, I can't clean the whole kitchen, but I can wash this one mug.
And so she did. It took her less than a minute. But as she dried it and put it away, she felt a tiny spark. It was the smallest flicker of accomplishment, a 1-degree shift. The next day, she washed the mug. The next day, she washed a plate. The day after that, she cleared the whole sink. This small act of washing one dish became her anchor. It was the one thing she knew she could do. This tiny win gave her the energy to try another small thing. She decided to walk to the end of her driveway and back. The next day, to the end of the block. This was her unstoppable snowball starting to roll. She was using the 1-degree shift without even knowing the name for it. She was building momentum, one tiny, manageable step at a time. Soon, her small walks took her past a little community garden. She paused, she breathed, and she felt a pull. The next week, she reached out to the garden organizer, her connection catalyst. She admitted she felt lost and asked if they needed a volunteer. They welcomed her with open arms. Maria started with just 1 hour a week. Maria started by pulling weeds. But being there, with her hands in the earth and connecting with other people, changed everything. Her 1-degree shifts and her courageous act of connection had led her to a new continent of purpose. Today, Maria manages that whole garden. She is not stuck anymore. She is a force. She is unstoppable. Section 7. Your invitation to begin. You see, the journey from stuck to unstoppable is not a fantasy. It is real, it is possible, and it is for you. It begins not with a roar, but with a whisper. It begins with the decision to be a little kinder to yourself. It begins with the courage to take one small step. You have the keys now. The 1-degree shift to build momentum. The power of the pause to choose with clarity. The connection catalyst to remind you that you are not alone. These are not just nice ideas. They are practical tools for your real life. So here is my call to you, my heartfelt invitation. Do not let this moment pass. Do not let this be just another article you read and forget. Let this be the moment your story changes. Let today, March 5th, 2026, be the day you decided to move. Pick your 1-degree shift right now. Is it the 8-minute walk? Is it drinking 1 glass of water? Is it writing down one thing you are grateful for? Whatever it is, no matter how small, commit to it. This is your first step on the path to becoming unstoppable. And please, do not do it alone. Use the connection catalyst. Share this essay with one person you know who might also feel stuck. Tell them what your 1-degree shift is and ask them what theirs could be. Make a pact to check in with each other. When you lift someone else up, you rise too. Action builds hope, and shared action builds a community of unstoppable souls. This is how we change our lives, and in doing so, this is how we change the world. One small, loving, intentional step at a time. I believe in your ability to do this. I see the strength in you, even if you cannot see it in yourself right now. The journey is yours to take, but you are not walking it alone. If this message has touched your heart, I ask you to join our community. Follow along for more stories of hope and tools for change. Let's stay connected on this journey. Your voice matters, your story matters, and your next step, however small, can change everything. Begin. If this helped, please like this video, subscribe for weekly tools and stories, and comment below with your 1-degree shift. Let's cheer each other on.